Once, there was a boy who went to his grandparents' house with his parents. His grandparents lived in another country, and their house was located outside the town because the grandfather loved spending time in the forest. All of the relatives were there celebrating their anniversary when the phone rang. The boy's aunt had a car accident. She was also coming to the party with her 2 daughters, but unfortunately, due to fast driving, her car lost control and hit a street pole. She and her daughters were rushed to the hospital, which made all the grown-ups worry sick. Some tried calling her or the hospital where the call came from. The boy's grandmother started to cry and asked to see her daughter. Everyone decided to go to the hospital to check on them. However, the boy's mother asked him to come, but since the boy didn't like visiting the hospital, he told her he would stay home. His mother was worried, but his father assured her that the boy was old enough to take care of himself, and someone needed to stay with his younger cousin. So, the boy and his young cousin were left alone in the house. The father told the boy to use the landline if he needed anything and to lock all the doors and windows. The mother double-checked all the doors and windows, because she was feeling uneasy. The father gave the boy some money in case they came home late and they wanted to order pizza. All the other relatives left. The boy's grandparents' house was located in a safe area where nothing had ever happened before. The boy and his younger cousin waved goodbye to them and went inside. The 2 boys started playing games, and later, the young cousin mentioned he was hungry and wanted some snacks. The boy checked the kitchen but couldn't find any snacks, so he decided to go to the nearby store. He instructed his young cousin to wait for him and left for the shop, which was only a 10-minute walk away. The boy bought chips, chocolate, and cold drinks. On his way back home, it was getting dark, and the street lamps started grow on. As he walked, a stone suddenly fell right under a street lamp. When he looked at the stone, he noticed it had fallen from the sky. The boy looked up at the lamp and saw a woman sitting on it. She was wearing a white dress and had long black hair. She was throwing stones. The boy was shocked and couldn't look away when the woman gazed directly at him. Her eyes were a dangerous black color, and her smile stretched from one ear to another. The boy got scared and started running back home. He kept running until he reached his house. He quickly entered, shut and locked the door. Hearing the noise, the young cousin came to see him. The young cousin was surprised to see the boy pale and covered in sweat. He asked what had happened, and the boy didn't want to scare his cousin, so he told him that he had run all the way back home, nothing else. The boy gave snacks to his cousin, and when they finished eating, the younger cousin went to sleep in their grandparents' room. The boy felt like something was watching him, so he decided to sleep in the guest room, but he checked that the window was locked in his grandparents' room. Both bedrooms were located on the 2nd floor. The boy lay in bed during the night. He woke up feeling scared. He slowly turned to look at the window and saw the woman outside. She was looking at him and smiling, trying to open the window. The boy's heart raced, but the woman couldn't open the window. Then he remembered how his mother had checked and locked all the doors and windows. He was relieved. The woman started tapping on the window, asking the boy to let her in so they could play. The boy covered his head with his blanket. The woman began banging on the window and even clawing it with her nails. The boy was frightened, cried, and prayed for his parents to come home. Eventually, he fell asleep. When he woke up, it was 7 a.m., and the sun was coming up. The boy thought the encounter might have been a dream, but when he looked at the window, he saw creaks and scratch marks. The boy's blood ran cold, and he went to check on his young cousin. His cousin was sound asleep. Then the phone rang. The boy answers the phone. It was his father informed the boy that his aunt and her daughters were okay and were going to be discharged from the hospital, so he and everyone were coming home. His father asks him how he was. The boy didn't want to worry his father, so didn't tell anything, just told him that they were okay. After hanging up the phone, the boy went to wake his cousin. But his cousin was sleepy. When the boy asked if he had slept well, his cousin mentioned that he kept hearing a woman's voice asking him to let her in. The boy stood still, and when he looked at his cousin's room's window, he saw that it, too, had claw marks. The boy was very scared, but soon his family arrived. He asked his parents to take him home as he wasn't feeling well. Due to the accident, the grandparents decided to celebrate their anniversary on another day. After saying goodbye to everyone, especially his grandfather, they got into their car. The boy sat in the back seat with his head resting on his mother's lap while his father drove. His mother was telling his father about the strange things his aunt had said, and his father asked for details. His mother mentioned that before the accident, his aunt claimed she saw a woman sitting on a lamppost throwing stones at them.